Good morning, YouTubers. I'm glad you're all here. Thank you very much for joining me. Looks like the live webcam there at Old Faithful. They're currently looking at some of the poles, and it looks like part of the boardwalk right here is damaged. Possibly the support needs replacing. We're currently going through a geomagnetic storm. The earth is being impacted and is going to be creating more earthquakes, adverse weather, things like that. Dr. Tamitha Scope posted on Twitter that a snake-like filament launched as a big solar storm while in the Earth strike zone. NASA predicts impact early today, July 19th. Strong auroras shows possible with this one deep into the mid-latitudes. Yeah, it could affect radio, GPS signals, things like that. Here's an image of the current KP index, which is the geomagnetic storm, how it's going to impact the Earth. And we're already seeing earthquakes occurring there at Yellowstone. At 1:56 Mountain Time, there was a magnitude 2.36 that USGS is not reporting. Here's an image of the seismic signature, the spectrogram, I should say, from 3 different monitors. We got the western boundary on the left, Maple Creek in the center, and the borehole 207 for the Madison River area on the right. And there is its seismic signature. When I got up this morning, USGS didn't report any earthquakes for the last 24 hours, but within the last few minutes they have posted a magnitude 1.6 supposedly at 21:21 Universal Time. I wanted to take a quick look at the camera. It's been kind of hazy there. Different gases coming up, I suppose. You can see how it's hazy along the bottom of the cliff. Yeah. Alright, we'll check back in a minute. So only quake they are reporting was actually yesterday. This here is Universal Time. It was 3:21 Mountain Time. You can see here on the 3 monitors we got lots of them marked in red, which means the computer picked up the earthquakes, sent a text message to the geologist, and they're supposed to come in and review it. Going to Google Earth, here's the location of that 1.6. We'll see here in a minute if it really was a 1.6. Okay, we got the Mallard Lake Resurgent Dome over here, which would be close to Old Faithful. And let's bring it out. Okay, and there is West Thumb for the Yellowstone Lake. Alright, 21:21. Here's the seismic signature. This is from the borehole there at Madison River. This is a very deep well under the ground. Oh, about 500 to 600 feet under the ground with a cement cap on top, so it does not pick up any outside noise. You can see we got several right here in red, just here on this monitor in this frame. And there's the seismic signature. I cut it off right there, even though it was probably a little bit longer. And it comes in as a magnitude 1.73. Not a magnitude 1.6. And I'll bring it down so you can see it there at the bottom. It'll say MD 1.73. And we'll go back to the spectrogram. You can see how it just shook for quite a while, and the last of the major shaking, that's where I cut it off at. But it's a 1.73. Now let's see how many miles it was deep. 2.8 miles, which would make it the upper magma chamber. They just reported another one. People must be showing up for work. Here we got one for today. Okay, a magnitude 1.1. 3 miles in depth, And then going to Google Earth, here's the location of the supposed 1.1. What earthquake station is that? Oh, Holmes Hill. Okay. And let's bring it out. Get an idea where it's at. Let's see. Okay. So here's the one resurgent dome. That's the Sour Creek resurgent dome. And the other was the Mallard Lake. This is that 1.6. And let's go back to the location of the 1.1. Right there. Alright, this again is the borehole for the Madison River area. There is the spectrogram. You see here at the bottom, 220. And we'll go to the seismic signature, and let's make that bigger. Here again is the different ones on this one, marked in red. I really shortened the seismic signature on this one. You can see here. It probably should have ended somewhere over here, but it comes in as a magnitude 1.46. And we'll go to the spectrogram. See how I ended it? I should have ended it right there. Maybe even farther. But 1.46 will give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's move this one a little bit. And move the other one. So it would come in as a magnitude 1.67. So let's look at the signature. Yeah, I'm going to call that 1.67. So I wonder if they're going to get around to doing these other ones. We got this one right here. Let me bring it up. And that's the other one that I just did. What else do we have in red on here? Let's take a look. Okay, oops. That's the only three on... Oh, we got another one right there that they have not reported at 2130. And let's take a look at the spectrogram. Okay. That one would be a magnitude 1.44, and it is marked in red. Let's go to the seismic signature. Right there. 1.44. Still has not been reported, but it's early in the day and they're just showing up now. That one too was yesterday at 3:30 p.m. Almost, maybe almost 3:31 p.m. yesterday, Mountain Time. Yeah, they're just now reporting the earthquakes from yesterday. What were they doing? It was Monday. Today is Tuesday, July 19th. Alright, and here's all three monitors. Western boundary. Let me bring this one down. Maple Creek. And then the borehole. Alright, so there's the earthquake. You can see it. See the little line? I don't know if you can see the little line. As I move this little tool, it moves back and forth for where the earthquakes are. And you can see there's lots of them in red. Lots and lots for the western boundary. Let's make that one bigger. Okay, and we'll close this. And I'm just going to click on some of them. 2107. I might not have the right spot. 2110, and it looks like these are all basically... Oh, no, there's a couple there. Most of them are tectonic. See the sharp points? But we got some that are rounded. Let's bring that one over. See? Harmonic tremors. That means magma is rising up, getting closer to the surface. Well, most of these are about 2 and 3 miles below the surface of the earth. And I've talked about how we got pockets of melted rock only 600 feet below where people are walking. Not all rock melts at the same temperature. So that's why there's pockets of melt. Yeah, I'm real curious. And I don't think they would tell us what the current state of magma melt let's make that smaller, is for Yellowstone. Yeah, look at all the heated. Yeah, so this is probably about 3 to 4 miles below. Everything's measured from sea level, but the top of the caldera is supposed to be 3 to 4 miles below the surface. Yeah, look at them all in red. Oh my goodness. Oh, yep, you know what that means. Popping of the ground. There's the signature. Yeah, as pressure builds there at Yellowstone and the magma pushes up on the roof, the crust of the earth, it makes the crust very brittle. It's got a cap of rhyolite. Yeah, one of the most explosive types of magma you can have. But as it pushes up, it becomes very brittle. And you're going to see more and more. Where's this one at? More and more of this. I can't find it. There we go. Yeah, so you're going to see more and more popping of the rock. Yeah. And this would create cracks where the magma could come up. There's another one, 38 minutes after midnight Universal Time. See it? Pop, pop, pop. 2 more right there. 141 and 25 seconds and 121 and 40 seconds. Yeah, this is not good. This is all the western boundary. I wanted to check Maple Creek. This is Maple Creek. 2120. You can see the hot pockets right there. Let's go to the seismic signature. Yep, pop. Okay, and then we got another one at 2121 and 25 seconds. Yep. Oh, we got it. Oh, let's go down here and look at this one. 755, and we got another one up here. 1457. Yep. See, that's tectonic. See how it's round? Those of you that have followed me for a while will understand and recognize when we have a thickening of the lines. That's when magma is coming up, rising up into the system. They actually call it blobs of magma. Yeah, that is their actual scientific term. Blobs of magma. Yeah. Let's go back over here. Yeah. 2154 and more popping of the rock. Yeah, right there. See that little hot spot? Okay, again, this is Maple Creek because I wanted to compare it to the western boundary. And let's go back to the borehole. I already showed you that one. That's marked in red that they haven't reported. We got another one right here. 2134. There's a little tiny one afterwards. Let's see. 2135. See that? And 2136. And then we got another one. It shows up small, but that's because of the program I'm using. Loves to shrink. Yeah, the images. 2137. Let's go to the spectrogram. Let's see what it was showing when I pulled the files. Now that was this morning. Let's take a look what it was showing. Yeah, line them out. Let's make sure we got it large enough to see. Okay. Gas is coming up. Right there was when I pulled it. Yep, yep. I've talked about, I believe there's cracks somewhere, probably multiple cracks underneath the surface of the earth, which is allowing the magma to come up. And so it's allowing the heat to come up. And the heated water and all that. Yeah. Alright, this is a diagram from USGS of the borehole that I just showed you. Borehole 207. I'm going to make it bigger. See, it's a drilled hole. A cement cap at the top. It's also got a tilt meter, which, yeah, they have not been working very well. I think there's only currently one tilt meter working. It's really disgusting how a lot of these monitors are not working. Okay, so the seismometer is 661 feet below the surface of the Earth. Like I said, that way they do not get any outside noise, stampeding buffalo, snowmobiles, someone jumping up and down on the boardwalks, whatever. It will not pick up that noise. It will only pick up what is happening 666 feet to 63 feet under the ground. So when it's picking up the popping of the rock, the drum beats, we got some more over here, you know for in fact it is happening there and not caused by anything else that they may want to lead you to believe. Yeah, let's bring this over without shrinking it. Okay, what was the seismic signature showing when I pulled the files? Okay, let's make that bigger. Yeah, rounded tops. Magma on the move. Okay. I believe this is Linus that they're currently looking at. That's going off. And you'll notice here on the right, two other small geysers or hot pools. Yeah, they look a little dirty, don't they? Yeah. And that's because as the groundwater heats up, it melts the rock under the ground and brings it up in steam. And that would be iron sulfide that's being brought up. Yeah, so you know that the ground's also heating. We're not out there right now with a thermal camera, but you can tell by watching the live webcam here at Yellowstone. When you see the dark steam, you know the ground has heated enough to melt the rock. And like I said, not all rock melts at the same temperature. So I guess you could say, if you could talk to the park rangers, if they didn't have a gag order, they would tell you that they probably feel shaking almost all the time there at Yellowstone. Every few days, a significantly large one. Look at the dead trees. We got dead trees here at the bottom. The line of dead trees that goes up. Now this is the Mallard Lake Resurgent Dome. This is one of the two resurgent domes that Yellowstone has, where the magma's coming up, the gases are coming up. There would be a crack, a fault line through here that's killing these trees. Yeah. So, if you plan on going to Yellowstone, let me know. And take a thermal camera. You can buy them really cheap, different places, to get ground temperature or the hot poles temperature. Because we're definitely not going to be able to get that information from Yellowstone. They don't post that. And like I said, of all the tilt meters, there is only one right now that's working at all. Borehole 950, no data. Grant, this is the only one that's working. And they've been doing a lot of work over there since the flooding there at Grant. I believe this is the only one that's working. And Grant, I've talked about that. That's an area where the magma has been trying to come up in the past. Okay, and then we got the borehole for Yellowstone Lake. That's not working either. Oh, Madison River, they got that working. That is the monitor that I have been showing you. Yeah, 207, and you can see it's been steadily rising. Now this is micro radials or radians. This is very small. Very small. Yeah, it's been rising straight up basically. Look at that. And then the other borehole for north not working. So I take that back. We got the borehole for Madison River. That one is working. And Grant, that is working. Supposedly. Or it was working. You notice it actually stopped working because today's the 19th just before the 18th. So I guess we can say that one's not working either. And it looks like they're waiting for Old Faithful to go up. So that's all I have for you today. If you have any thoughts or comments or questions, let's take a look at the KP index real fast. That has not changed. It's currently 8:23 a.m. there at Yellowstone. And we'll just have to keep an eye on what's going on there. So if you have any thoughts or comments or questions, please put it down below. Thank you very much for sharing my videos. Thank you for subscribing. Well, looks like it might be. Well, there's always a false start for Old Faithful. Please stay safe, and I will talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.